Hi, this is A Burns 84 on GB Fans. I am not the seller. AJ kind of accused me of that. I was just asking if anyone had reviews about this ghost trap, but apparently no one's bought it or wants to comment. But again, I am not. I live in Missouri. The seller's in California, and craftsmanship, my ability to make stuff sucks. So I'm not gonna be making any of this. Um, and if I did, you would not want it. This is the pedal. It actually looks pretty good. Has the adapter. It looks legit. Has a little wooden knob back here. Doesn't do anything. And I believe there's supposed to be a little gray adapter if you want to be super accurate, but he doesn't have that. He just has it basically glued on. And I think actually, if you go by the reference diagrams, I think there's actually supposed to be two little screws up here too, but that's minor. I mean, this thing is pretty real solid. I mean, actually on his page, he's actually changed this. On his diagrams, with these pictures, it doesn't look very good at all, but I mean, it's not that his stuff doesn't look good, it's just that the quality of the photos made it look worse than what it really is. Um, but basically, before he just had this adapter. He didn't have this one underneath. Now he actually has the yellow. And maybe because I commented on GB Fans about that, he may have changed it. Even though he said he doesn't post on GB Fans, but I bet he got the instructions off GB Fans. There's the little icon. Here's the back, little coax cable and adapter. The wire with two little zip ties. And here, there's a little spring that's rubber coated, kind of accurate, semi-accurate to what was in the movie reference diagrams. It's basically a coax cable, and it has this little plastic thing on top that makes it look more like the movie. And I'd say 4 to 5 feet worth of cord, so there'd be quite a bit to maintain as far as if you're going to put it on your belt. And that's another thing. If you want to put this on your belt, you're going to have to probably make your own, because he does not use the aluminum Dixie cup holders. He uses something he made out of plastic, which I don't know would hold very well. And so you will probably want to tear that off and put an actual aluminum thing if you got one of his. But yeah, he didn't do that, which kind of sucks. So basically, you have to keep this in your car or hold on to it. And he's also already told me that as far as this handle goes, which I mean, it is made out of wood and it's sturdy. I mean, I don't think it's going to break. He says he doesn't trust it to hold the weight very well, so, but it seems to. Only thing I mean, there are a few nitpicks, but in general, it's really good. The one thing I really didn't like was when I was taking this out of the packaging, and they did pack it really good. This box here was unattached; it was loose. So only thing holding it together was this little bit of wire that was bright and power to his light and his little beeping sound, which I'll do right now. Sorry, I'm recording too. Lights up, does not blink, but does beep, annoying. And it's not as bright as it shows. I'd say it's 1/3 as bright as what it shows. It's just shows light inside it, not actually leaving the lens. There's the little coax cable. Now, since I'm a little annoyed because he's actually supposed to have 4 screws, ding, 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 but he didn't do that, so I'm going to be yelling at the seller about that. But considering I bought this outside of eBay and he gave me a little bit of a discount, I can't complain too much. I only got gypped $2 worth of screws probably. but I tried to use some screws. It started, I heard a crack noise, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So I tried a nail, and of course, the son of a bitch cracked the wood a little bit. Try to be perfect. I mean, the wood, as far as thickness, was about half an inch, but I still did that. But I mean, I only did it for like a quarter of an inch, so it's minor. I used a little bit of permanent marker to hide that. And right now I'm using Gorilla Glue, so it's going to have a good welded look. So I use a little bit of black magic marker and paint that up. So it's not really paint, it's ink, but still, it's going to look welded on and look pretty, I think, pretty good. His sticker, of course, the danger sticker. Back here, I don't think he's done his measurements perfectly. There's a little bit of an opening here and a little bit here. I mean, here it's like a quarter of an inch, and here it's like half an inch. I tried to push it back when I was gluing it, but for some reason, either the wiring for the stinking lights or something deep in here is blocking me from kind of pushing this in, where I'd have a little bit of a lip down here. I don't know if you're supposed to have a lip or if it's supposed to be basically flush, but yeah, I tried to push it in. I wouldn't mind a lip, but it didn't work out, so I had to bring it out and have a little bit of gap. Minor. Lid does not open. Okay, and as far as these corners, see how it's rounded here? It's not uniform across all the corners, so one may be a little rounded, one maybe is a little bit sharper, not as rounded. This one's a little bit rounded, and this one back here is a little bit sharper. Okay, he apparently painted it black and then painted yellow on top. Maybe took a Dremel. Just cut slightly. I don't know if that's all the way through. It doesn't feel like it when I get on it, so it looks like he just took a Dremel and just dremeled a little line through it. He did do some weathering techniques, or he was a little bit sloppy, and there's a little bit of black on here, a little bit here, but again, this really does look like a weathered trap, so I really don't mind too much. Of course, he has the two little holes on this little piece, and over here too. He did not paint this gray, which I think it's supposed to be, and he didn't put a lens here, so it's just black. So I'm just gonna say a little bit of dirt and grime. I might to broke. I mean, it's the stunt trap doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, here's the side. Okay, here come my nitpicks. Knob does not turn. Does have the 4 screws, but as far as the plate in general, it only has the bottom right and top left screw. And the sticker, he did not cut it perfectly, so it kind of dips right there on the top middle. Nitpick. Here, that's not the right knob. It's supposed to actually go, the line's supposed to go horizontal, not vertical. There's supposed to be a little rod in there. And right there, right in the middle, do you see that little bit of gray right in there? Apparently during shipping, two of those little fans on the top of that got snapped off. Minor, again, stunt trap, age trap. Here's the knobs. He does not have all 4 corners again, just the top corners. Black, and weathered to be a little bit of gray, a little bit of gray. No stickers though. Now this knob feels really good. But it doesn't turn, of course, but it's weathered, a little bit of silver paint. Even the sticker's been weathered a little bit. And this feels like wood. Most of this trap's made out of wood, so is this. It does have a little bit of a rusting, a little bit sloppy job painting right underneath the first rod. But nitpick, looks weathered and really good. He did prime it really good, so I mean, it is made out of wood, and you can kind of tell that when you get really up close. But from a distance, it almost looks metal. It's not perfect. I give it an A-. Little PO'd about the box back here, but that's going to get worked out here in a minute when the Gorilla Glue dries after about 50 minutes. I'm ABurns84, again, not the seller, just a reviewer, and I stick to Multimedia Mayhem if you wanted an accurate one, but if you want a cheap stunt trap, this is it.